So let's imagine or pretend you have two jobs. Maybe one's on the weekend, maybe one's in the evening, and you're injured on one of the jobs and you have restrictions, you're getting medical care, and the other job can't accommodate your restrictions. You call the adjuster because now you're losing wages. Let's say you made $500 at one job and $300 at the other and per week. And you call the adjuster and the adjuster says, "Oh, sorry, I don't cover the other job's wage loss because you were injured with employer A, and if you've lost work at employer B, the law doesn't require me to pay those lost wages." Is that right? We're going to talk about that. Hi, my name is Kaplan Morrell, and I'm an attorney with Kaplan Morrell, and since 1995, I've been helping injured and disabled workers in Colorado. If this video helped you, please hit like, please hit subscribe, and let us know if you have any questions in the comments. And with that, let's dive into it. All right, so a common question that I get from injured workers in Colorado is if they've been injured in one job and they've had two jobs during the time. So let's say they do a weekend gig, etc. They're injured in job A, and now they've got restrictions. They can't work in job B. What happens? And we're going to talk about the three kind of scenarios that I see injured workers get into. Number one is, can you get lost wages from both jobs? What if you are working in the job you got injured in, but you're still losing wages in the second job? Is that covered? Number two is, can the insurance company use the job wages from job two to reduce your lost wages from job A? And number three is, can those wages from both job one and job two be used to compensate you for what's called your impairment rating? And with that, let's dive into it. Injured workers who have an on-the-job injury, it's been admitted, one of the benefits they're entitled to is lost wages. And sometimes I have clients who have two jobs, and the question is, what if they're losing wages not from job one, but also from job two? Or what if the employer in job one, who's motivated to accommodate you and your restrictions during your treatment, they accommodate you, but you're not able to get work or modified duty with job two? Is that covered? And the short answer is yes, it should be. Okay. Now, is it that easy? Sadly, no. Many adjusters either don't get it or they are just going to sit on the case and they're not going to give you the wages from job two. And if that happens, you're going to need an attorney because sadly, it's not automatic. It's not required. Now, once we get in front of a judge, 9 times out of 10, I can get the lost wages from job two included and compensated from the insurance company. But sometimes adjusters don't see it, they don't want to see it, or they just figure you won't do anything because going to hearing is a little intense for some people unless they have an attorney. But this is something we do all the time. Second scenario that I've seen is where I have a client who is off work from job one where they got injured, but they're working at job two. Maybe job two is easier or lighter. And I've actually seen an insurance company say something along these lines. Listen, job one, you're getting $900 a week. 2/3 of that is $600. So I'm going to pay you $600 a week, but I'm seeing here you're working at job two and you're making $200 a week at job two. So now I'm not going to pretend that your wage loss is $900 a week, or I'm going to give you 2/3, $600, but I'm going to deduct $200 that you're earning from job two from the $900 wage loss. That's $700, and I'm only going to pay you 2/3 of that. So I'm only going to pay you $466, which is 2/3 of $700. Can they do that? Again, short answer is no. If they want to try to reduce lost wages from job one by the wages from job two, they've got to include them both. Because really what's important, if you think about it, which is kind of obvious, is what really matters is how much money were you making on average before the injury, and now how much money are you making after the injury during your treatment with restrictions. And you should get 2/3 of the lost wages due to the injury, period, whether it comes from one or two or both. Third scenario that is really common is what happens if you don't have any wage loss at all from either job 1 or job 2. You're now placed at max medical improvement and you're given what's called an impairment rating. And we've got lots of videos about what an impairment rating means. The insurance adjuster, he or she is going to try to calculate the value of that impairment rating based on your average weekly wage from just job 1. And they will try not to include job 2. And to get job 2's wages included in your average weekly wage, which can make a significant difference in your benefit, particularly if job 2 is your main job, right? Let's say you were injured in your side gig and your main job is where you're making most of your money. You're going to want the wages from both those jobs included in the formula to value your impairment rating award. Otherwise, you're not getting the full benefit of your impairment rating. But on that one, again, you're going to probably need an attorney to hold the insurance company feet to the fire because unfortunately, the law doesn't require them to do this. In other words, you're going to have to go in front of a judge and explain to a judge why you think that's the fair way to evaluate and value your benefits. As always, I hope you understand these things are incredibly fact detailed and dependent on what's going on. And sadly, unfortunately, most of the time you're going to need a lawyer to pursue this. So if you or anyone you know has been injured on the job and they have 2 jobs and they've been injured in one, tell them there's an attorney who can help make sure that they get fully compensated based on the value of both jobs, not just of the job they were doing when they were injured. And that's why you can call us and reach us at 970-356-9898. You can text us there. You can email us at Kaplan Morrell. You can go to our website, www.kaplanmorrell. And as always, we only charge what's called a contingent fee, which means we don't recover unless we recover for you. And with that, thank you for spending part of your day with me.